YouTube, what is going on? Back with my latest video, back in the installment of Speculation Saturdays. So I have a cool one for you guys today. I have 5 Funko Pops that I think will become future grails, and they're all from the same set, so definitely an easy one to pick up all. And there's a few more in this set that I don't actually have, and I'm going to show you guys the ones I have, and you can't really go wrong with any of these pops. So this actually came from a suggestion from a viewer last week, Stupid Web Comics. So I really appreciate you giving this suggestion. I agree with you wholeheartedly on this. This is some stuff I picked up for the very same reason, and I want to make sure that everybody out there knows these picks. So let's get right to it. Alright guys, before we get into this video, please smash that like button down below. Very important that you do so. Helps with the YouTube algorithm, helps get this to a new channel audience, and helps this channel in general. So I really would appreciate it if you take 2 seconds and destroy that like button down below. It really would mean a lot to me. And if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button down below as well so your updates on my most recent content, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as soon as I post a new video. So what I like to try to do on these segments for Speculation Saturdays is every Saturday I like to try to pick a couple pops, a comic book, Pokemon card, whatever it is collectible that I think you guys should keep your eyes on and maybe add to your collection, because I think there's potential for it to become a grail in the future. These 5 pops I think are all criminally undervalued, and I think the whole set in general is criminally undervalued. I think eventually and soon that these pops may become grails and out of reaches for some collectors. So these pops, like I said, I have 5 from this set. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 characters that I'm missing that I want to get my hands on, and just really haven't gotten around to it yet. So the set is Sesame Street. So everybody knows Sesame Street. Sesame Street is one of the most popular TV shows of all time, and it's still ongoing as far as I know. I think it moved to HBO, so it's even more. It's getting to a wider audience now, not just the kids. You know, it's got adults. It's on streaming now. So Sesame Street, I think now it's in the streaming platform. It's going to go to the next generation of kids as well. And every single generation growing up has been exposed to Sesame Street. So there's a huge audience for Sesame Street. The reason why I'm suggesting them is they're vaulted. And I think they've been vaulted for a very long time, a few years. At least most of them have been vaulted for a very long time. So none of these pops outside of one have become like expensive. And that pop is the Count. I don't have the Count. And I think all these pops are going to start catching up to the Count. The Count is not one of the most popular Sesame Street characters at all, and he's going for like $60 if you can even find him. He's been one of my wish lists for a long time, and every single time I'm about to pull the trigger on him, the price keeps going up little bit by little bit. So I definitely can see the rest of these pops moving with the same kind of momentum as the Count and catching up with him, and all of them I think are going to pass that $60 mark. So let me just go through a brief rundown of the ones I have. Again, you can't go wrong with any of them. There's a lot that are under like $10 or some of them, most under $20. I think only one other one I don't have is a little bit more expensive is Elmo, and he's only like $30. So Elmo being $30 is criminally undervalued. I gotta say, I can see all these pops being big grails in the future, the whole entire line. So definitely want to give a shout out to Stupid Web Comics for bringing this to my attention again. Again, I have these pops and just never really thought about it in that way. So first one I want to show you is Ernie, the Barnes & Noble Ernie. I have the Flock one. There is a regular Ernie as well. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Obviously, I think this one's going to be a little bit more rare since it's exclusive. I can't really predict to you guys which one's going to outpace the other. So I just would get whatever one you like more. I like the Flock ones just because Ernie was a puppet and it's a Flock puppet. I think it looks really cool. And this Ernie pop's really cool. I don't have Bert's. I don't know if there's a Flock Bert or not. Drop down in the comment section below if you do know. But I need to get Bert because Ernie without Bert just doesn't make much sense. So I got this Ernie. I think I got it in a mystery box. So that's why I didn't get Bert to go along with it. But this one's very cool looking, and definitely a pop that I think you guys should get. I don't think it's very valuable at all. I think it's like a $15 pop. So very attainable. You may still even get it I don't think you're gonna get it in stores because it's vaulted. So you can get it on eBay, Mercari, whatever it may be, and it's not gonna cost you too much. So first one I want to suggest you guys is this Ernie. Up next, we have Oscar the Grouch, my favorite character. Yeah, probably my favorite character on Sesame Street. I was thinking Cookie Monster might be my favorite, but Oscar's got the slight edge over Cookie Monster. Very, very funny. He's got the Scram sign on his trash can. It's got the little worm. I forget the worm's name. Drop down if you guys know, but I think that's a cool little added detail Funko added. It's got the Funko eyes as well, so it's almost like a little mini pop in the pop. But yeah, guys, Oscar, again, I think he's going for like 20 bucks, not expensive at all. Again, all these pops I can see hitting the $50 to $60 mark within the next year, just because there's Vaulted. Vaulted is something I know you guys hear me say a lot on these segments, but it matters. When you collect things, it all comes down to supply and demand, and people that collect things want something that is exclusive. So the exclusivity comes into it because there's not as much out there as the demand. So Vaulted does mean a lot. I focus on it a lot because it matters. So this pop's Vaulted. It's going to probably be a $50 pop, I would say, in the next year or two, maybe even more. There is another version of Oscar where he's orange, which is how he appeared in, I think, the pilot episode for Sesame Street. I don't know if that one will be, I think that one will probably lag behind the rest of them just because not too many people know about that one. I think it was a con exclusive. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this one is the one I would definitely get if you're gonna get Oscar, just because it's the one everybody knows and loves, and very, very cool pop and still very, very affordable. Up next, we have my boy Grover. So Grover has a couple different variations. He has this one, I think it's a flocked one, and there's a Super Grover and the Super Grover flocked too. I think there's 4 Grovers, there's definitely 3. But this one's really cool. I need to get Super Grover. That's one I've been looking to have my eye on for a while. I need to pull the trigger. Grover is definitely a cheap one. I think he's under 15 bucks. So I would suggest to get Super Grover over Grover, to be honest with you guys, just because I think it's a cooler pop. But I don't think you can go wrong getting either if you don't like Super Grover. But this Super Grover, very, very cool one. Like I said, there's a flocked one out there too. I just think they did a really good job on all these Sesame Street characters. They translated pretty well into Funko Pop form. And you can't go wrong getting this guy right here. So definitely pick that one up. It's probably, out of all the ones I'm going to show you guys today, the most affordable one. Super Grover may be like 20, 25 bucks, so he's not expensive either, and definitely ones you should pick up. The most expensive one I actually have is this one right here, Cookie Monster. This is the flocked one. So this is the New York City Comic Con one. This is one of my biggest grails for a while, not because it's expensive, just because I think it's really, really cool, and I just never really pulled the trigger on it. So this guy's from 2015 Comic Con New York, I think. And it's flocked, as you guys can see. There is a regular version of Cookie Monster too. I think this guy goes for like 40 or 50 bucks now, if I remember correctly. The non-flocked one might be like 30 bucks. He's not too expensive at all. One of the more popular Sesame Street characters out there. So if I had to suggest any of the Sesame Street characters, I would get Elmo, be number 1. I get Cookie Monster number 2, and then the next one I'm going to show you guys would be number 3. But this Cookie Monster, very, very cool. Like I said, one of the more popular characters and one I think you guys should pick up. If you want to get this the flocked one, again, it's a con exclusive, so there's going to be less of them out there, and it's going to be probably more valuable and outpace the other one. But if you get the other one, the cheaper one, I think you can get more value out of it just because it's a lot cheaper. So there you guys go, Cookie Monster flocked. And the last one I want to show you guys that I have, and like I said, probably the 3rd best one I would say out of this line, is Big Bird. So Big Bird is the most popular character from Sesame Street. The only reason I put him number 3 is actually Elmo might be more popular at this point, and it's a 6-inch pop. So 6-inch pops tend to not do or perform as well in value as the others, but I still think Big Bird's very, very cool. I think there's a flocked one too, so keep an eye out for that. There's also a Snuffleupagus one out there. I don't have it, but he's also very cheap. I think Big Bird's only like a $20 pop in the moment, which is crazy to think. A pop from 2015 that I think's been vaulted for maybe 2-3 years or more. It's only going for 20 bucks, and it's such a popular character like Big Bird. This line in general is just criminally undervalued. You should get all of them. So last one I want to suggest to you guys is this Big Bird 6-inch pop. You get Snuffy to go with them, 6-inch, and there's a flocked one for him as well. So there you guys go. Those are the pops I'm suggesting for you today. The 5 I showed, and Elmo is definitely the one I think you guys should get the most just because he's the most popular character. So let me know your thoughts. Again, shout out to Stupid Web Comics for this suggestion. If you guys have any suggestions, please drop in the comment section below. I always like to feature your suggestions just so it helps me. It takes a lot of research to do this stuff. And if you guys have any suggestions, I'll take a look at them, do a deep dive, and see if I agree. So I always will give you a shout out if you guys have good ideas. You know, I'd like to give credit where credit is due. So thanks so much for that suggestion. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys have any of these pops and what you guys think, which one you think will be the most expensive one when it's all said and done. Hit that like button if you've not already. Hit subscribe button if you're new, and check me out on Instagram at ThePopSavage so you can stay connected there too. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, I'll see you later.